Hello class and welcome to week 3. This is Ms. Daniels. This week our focus will be in module 2, which is around vulnerable populations. In chapter 18 of your textbook, Anderson and McFarlane, what we learn is vulnerable. The word vulnerable is derived from the Latin word vulnere. It means to wound. In this chapter, vulnerable populations are defined as social groups of populations who have limited resources and are at high risk for morbidity, disease or illness, and mortality, which is death. Some examples of vulnerable population may include the elderly population, people with certain conditions or diseases such as HIV patients. It could be their age, gender, socioeconomic status, living arrangements such as the homeless, or they are disabled or have some type of disability. So briefly, let's talk about disparities, which are differences, or vulnerability factor that makes one vulnerable and makes them very susceptible to unfair or unjust treatment or harm. In chapter 6 of your assigned readings, the term vulnerability is related to individuals or communities living in a society such as the homeless, the indigent, immigrants, or disabled populations. And they are at great risk for harm in their society that's usually beyond their control. The more risk experienced, the more vulnerable the population becomes. So this week, as you look at your syllabus, some of the goals are to be able to identify models of vulnerability, performing community assessment and evaluations of vulnerable populations, case management, which is a collaborative process that includes assessment of vulnerable populations, developing and implementing a plan of care that includes the coordination of resources, continuous outreach and monitoring, evaluation and reassessment of the population or patient status to meet the needs of an individual or human service need, and also working with the patient population on goals of self-management towards their care and the availability and use of community resources. For this week's assignment, you will focus on the institution or population you intend to work with for your service learning experience. Now, this experience should be outside of your normal work employer or position that you are in, and it is due on September 6th, a little bit of an extension because of the Labor Day holiday. It is a one-day learning experience, and some examples of this is provided under Module 2 under Service Learning Experience on Blackboard. Please take the time to read the article on the servant leadership, enhancing quality of care and staff satisfaction. And also, please take the time to review the course syllabus and your course calendar for your assignments and your assignment due dates. As usual, please reach out to me for any questions or concerns, whether it's about this assignment or any future upcoming assignments, or if you're having any issues that are barriers to you getting your work turned in on time. I really enjoyed our discussion board last week. I look forward to your work this week, and I hope you have a great week to start. Thank you.